Okay, the purpose of this video is to show you a way to get these blue needle bearings inside a Cub Cadet drive shaft for replacement. This is the actual drive shaft here, and this is what I call the bearing holder. It has these little crescents in here. The crescents correspond with the outside of the drive shaft, and these little blue bearings go in there. Now what I've been doing, and I did successfully with the other end, is I first coated each bearing with a little bit of grease just to make it a little bit more pliable. That's probably optional, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Get each bearing coated with some grease. I'm not going to bore you with the details of that. I'm going to put this thing on pause while I do the other 7. I'm just using some wheel bearing grease and a Q-tip to coat these things. Get it on there kind of. It doesn't have to be real liberal with it. A little bit conservative will be fine, I'm sure. They don't have to have all that much. And I think the main purpose of this, as I've seen in some of these other videos that these guys have done on this process, is to make this barrel, this plastic barrel, a little bit more flexible, maybe not quite so hard. We want it because it's going to be held firmly in place by the outside yoke. It's going to work fine. Just get these things coated with that grease. And again, I'm just using plain old Valvoline wheel bearing grease. I don't know whether there's anything weak, strong, or indifferent about my choice of greases here, but it seems, you know, I can't think of any reason it wouldn't work just fine. All right, now I've gotten all 8 bearings coated with that. The next thing I'm going to do is you've got to have something to hold this thing in place while you put it on. Otherwise it'll fly apart. And I'm going to take these daggum same grease and I'm going to coat the inside of these crescents on this thing with that. I'm just going to put, again, I'm going to put it in there, not really all that liberally, not really all that conservatively, just get that whole area kind of coated up with it. And I believe it's going to be fine. All right, that's done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bearings on this part. And again, that grease has kind of helped holding them there, at least temporarily, which is what we want it to do. You need something to kind of hold them there for a little while. There's one that's already fallen out. I don't think I had that problem when I did the other end a while ago. That figures, that's the one I wasn't videoing. I probably got too much of this stuff on my fingers now. That's probably why they're not wanting to stick as well. There we go. Got that one on. Got that one on. And I almost think these things, if you'll see, they got a little bit of a concave, they're a little bit thicker in the very middle than they are on the ends. And I think it might be, when you put them on this thing, it might be some advantage to actually have them tilted in a little bit. All right, got all 8 of them on there. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take this thing. This is the holder. I'm going to line it with the topmost one and just kind of gently, but definitely start forcing these things in there. You don't want to, I say force, nudging, sliding, whatever. You kind of got to rotate it around to get the tops of them in there, and usually you'll have one that's going to want to poke on outside, like I am there. You kind of got to do it kind of equally as you go down. There, I got them all started. I'm going to force it down. And there they are. They're all in there. Okay, that's going to be, now this thing's ready to go on the tractor. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. Solutions from the South comes to you from South Georgia. I'm a retired crop consultant who enjoys piddling with lawnmower repairs, and I'm much indebted to the other YouTube videos that show me so much about these things. This process is a little bit different than some of the other ones. I believe it's going to work just fine though.